My father believed money gave him control over my life. He thought one phone call would force me to obey him. He had no idea that months earlier, I had quietly graduated at the top of my class and built a career that paid more than anyone in my family imagined. What happened at my sister's wedding changed our family forever. The voice you selected does not support this language. Please click the upper right corner to switch to another voice. For years, my father controlled every decision I made. He constantly reminded me that he was paying for my education and that without his money, I would never succeed. Every family gathering ended the same way. My sister was praised for everything she did while I was reminded that I still depended on him. I stopped arguing because I realized nothing I said would ever change his opinion. Instead, I focused on my studies. While everyone believed I was struggling through college, I was spending every spare hour learning valuable skills that companies were willing to pay for. I studied late into the night while everyone else slept. I took internships no one knew about. I worked weekends and saved every dollar. Slowly, my life began to change. Before graduation, I received multiple job offers. One company believed in me enough to offer a salary that was far beyond anything I expected. I accepted the offer without telling my family because I wanted my success to speak for itself. A few months later, my father called. His voice was cold and demanding. "You will attend your sister's wedding, or I will stop paying your college tuition immediately." I smiled because he had no idea that his threat no longer had any power. I calmly replied that I would think about it. He believed he had won. Over the next few days, relatives called me nonstop. They accused me of being selfish and disrespectful. Some said I owed everything to my parents. Others claimed I was trying to ruin my sister's special day. Not one person asked how I felt. Not one person knew the truth. The wedding day finally arrived. I decided to attend. When I entered the venue, everyone looked at me with disappointment. My father ignored me. My sister barely said hello. During dinner, my father stood up and thanked everyone for supporting the family. Then he made a speech about sacrifice and responsibility. He looked directly at me. Some children forget who paid for their future. The room became silent. Everyone stared at me, waiting for a response. I slowly stood up. I congratulated my sister on her wedding and wished her happiness. Then I thanked my father for encouraging me to work hard. He smiled because he believed I was finally admitting defeat. Then I continued speaking. I explained that I had graduated months earlier at the top of my class. I explained that I had accepted a position with an international company. I explained that I no longer depended on anyone financially. Finally, I revealed that my first year's salary was higher than the combined income of both my father and my sister. The room became completely silent. No one expected those words. My father's smile disappeared. Several relatives looked shocked. Some thought I was joking until I showed them the congratulation letter from my employer and the award recognizing me as the top graduate in my class. Everything changed in that moment. The same relatives who criticized me minutes earlier suddenly congratulated me. My father tried to laugh and pretend he had always believed in me, but everyone remembered his speech only moments before. Later that evening, he quietly approached me. For the first time in years, he asked how work was going. For the first time, he spoke to me as an adult instead of someone he could control. I answered politely, but I never forgot the years of pressure and emotional manipulation. That night taught me an important lesson. Real success is not about proving someone wrong. It is about reaching a point where their approval is just no longer necessary. Months later, my relationship with my family slowly improved, not because I became wealthy, but because they finally realized respect cannot be forced through money. The voice you selected does not support this language. Please click the upper right corner to switch to another voice. The greatest victory was never earning a bigger paycheck. The greatest victory was becoming someone who could never again be controlled by fear or financial pressure. Sometimes, the loudest answer is quiet success. The best revenge is building a life where no one has the power to decide your future except you.